everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to dive in to talk a little bit about what the planets are doing and this is information that I share with clients just to help them know what to do when planets are moving and what's happening with the transits. And so something that has been very powerful since our last conversation on the 8/8 Lionsgate portal and the eclipse in Leo that happened on August 12th. One of the things that I have realized, not only for myself, but I'm also in conversation with clients that are experiencing these different moments of there's like explosions happening in conversations, explosions within families, and just to give you all an idea of what that could be and how to navigate this in your life, right? That's what we're here to do, is like when we learn about the planets and what's happening in the planetary alignments and the movement that is happening, is for us to also be able to adjust ourselves and have a better understanding of how these planetary movements are impacting us. And so on August 12th, we had the lunar eclipse, right? And so anytime that I think of an eclipse, I'm thinking about things that need to be clipped away. Because it's in the planet, actually it's in the sign of Leo, which is the sun, and not really a planet, sun. It's because you get to see what's in front of you, right? Think about being outside in the sun. You're going to see clearly what's in front of you that I feel needs to be finished, right? So we have a lot of the unfinished business. We have things that we haven't closed off. And unfortunately, or fortunately, just because we block somebody or we say, okay, that's it, we're done with that person, and I'm never going to address them again, unfortunately, because the planets are always helping us to be better and to do better, we have a responsibility to ourselves to close things out, to actually close things out. And addressing those situations by merely just, listen, I got your text or I got that phone call. I really don't want to continue in this relationship. It doesn't work for me. And I'm done and I'm good with where things are at or whatever that is, and I'm ready to move on, and I hope that you move on as well, and wishing you all the best, and let's close this off here, right? And the other person may still want to continue to open it up or have all sorts of conversations around it, but that's where you become very strong and very sturdy and very much in your authentic self and say, no, that's not working for me. That doesn't feel good for me anymore, right? And so when you get to do this from the place of knowing that Leo, that the sun in Leo, but that this eclipse in Leo is your heart, right? It's you going back to yourself, to go within yourself and explore what makes me feel good. What do I want to do instead? What kind of experiences do I want to call into my life now that I have eclipsed and clipped away these aspects that are no longer part of my reality? I don't want to have these kinds of toxic relationships. I don't want these conflictive conversations and people that are in constant opposition and in conflict with me. And so whether we were ready or not, we have had since August 12th, we've been having this information in our face. And all of us have had to confront that. And I'll put it away and I'll pretend it's not there, because it's here. And what I'm seeing and what I have been helping some of my clients, people that I'm working with, how to navigate this is that this window of these eclipses, then we have the lunar eclipse happening on August 27, 28. And it's in Pisces. And so if you know anything about astrology, you know that the 12th house is Pisces. So it's the unavoidable destinies. It's the ending, right? So Pisces is the 12th sign. It's the last sign of the zodiac. And then we start again with Aries, right? But this eclipse, this lunar eclipse, and think about when you when you address the lunar, right? The lunar is the moon. These are our emotions, right? And so what emotions are you ready to start to clip away that are ending, right? These emotions that don't feel good, they don't make me a better person. I'm very resentful maybe sometimes. I'm too afraid. I am in constant rebellion within myself and with the people around me, and I want to be better. Well, this is a wonderful opportunity for in between these two eclipses for you to be aware that you are ready to close out these chapters of your life, of your relationships, of how to address things differently, so that you're not feeling that you're caught in the midst of the eclipse, right? So it's that energy of what can no longer be in your field of energy, what can no longer be in your consciousness. What is that thought that continues to play over and over in your mind incessantly, and you've had it, you don't want to think about that anymore, right? And giving you the opportunity to situate yourself so that you can have better experiences. And that's what the eclipses, I feel, are here to do for us. And so if you feel that you're in a toxic relationship within your partnership, then partnerships and marriages, and those are being addressed very heavily right now, because so often we don't want to look at what's in front of us, or we don't want to address the problems with our romantic partners. And instead, we focus on other things, right? We focus on the house is dirty, or we focus on finances aren't good, or we focus on the kids, or we focus on the in-laws, right? And we start focusing outside of the conversation, the intimate conversation that we don't want to have with that person. And with the eclipse in Leo, we're going back to the solar eclipse in Leo, and then the lunar eclipse in Pisces. In this range of time, this is a perfect opportunity for you both, you and your partner, to take a look at what can we do to make this relationship better. And share with them from your heart, from being authentically yourself. Share from that place what you don't want in your marriage or in your relationship anymore with this person. And allow yourself to be open to hear from them what they are not happy with the relationship with you, right? Because sometimes it's very easy for us to share and say, oh yeah, this is how I feel, and you're just gonna have to take it and you have to fix it, and I'm perfect. And that's not true, right? Because the reality is that we're always mirroring each other. If you're with somebody who doesn't love themselves and has very low self-confidence, somewhere within you, you're going through the same thing, or you've elevated that and perhaps it doesn't even feel right being in this relationship anymore because you feel like you've outgrown them and elevated yourself to not be in that relationship like that anymore. So the other aspect that I feel, and I have been witnessing in my own life, but I've been hearing stories and information from the people that I work with, is how the things in the past that we had thought were okay, that are not really okay, and that we thought we had already addressed, right? Because there may have been a conversation with a family member, or a conversation with peers at work, or if we have not concluded that chapter, that time span, that timeline with that person, and we have not concluded it correctly, it is here again. It has resurfaced. Because you may say, wow, but I thought we had already had that conversation. I thought we had already fixed this. I can't believe this is here again. And it came, even stronger and even bigger than ever before. It's because you had not truly faced it and confronted the situation and put an end to it. And an end can be that you have decided to remove yourself from that relationship totally, right? And just close that off. It could also be that you can have a conscious conversation with this person and let them know that you thought that you had addressed this before, but I guess they didn't understand it from where you were coming from or from your perspective, and you want to address it again, right? So it's kind of like a reviving the conversation that were not concluded correctly, and then being able to end it now in a much better way, right? And knowing that you have not only freed yourself and accepted responsibility for yourself, but you have also freed that person so that they can continue on their life, on their journey, and learn from their lessons to also become a better person, or not, right? Because we're never here to take it on for other people. What I have also understood in this Pisces and Leo, in these transits of these different eclipses, is one is the sun, right? And the other is the ocean, right? The water. Pisces is a water sign. And so sometimes we want to take away that passion, that heartfelt, that energy. You know, I gave so much, I put so much into this, and that flame, that fire, and really just put it out, right? It's kind of like throwing water on the fire and just saying, you know what, I'm done with this. And being okay, right? Not from a place of loss or grief, but because you elevated yourself to be better. And listen, at the end, that's what we're all here to do, is to continue not only to elevate ourselves, but to elevate those around us, right? The part of the solar eclipse in Leo that I was and am so enamored with is that it reminds us all to shine our light, is to be our heart, to stop playing small and pretending that what you feel and how you shine bright is not enough, or it's not good enough, or people can't handle it. It's like, get yourself into the right conversations, the right groups, the right partnerships, the right environments at work, where you can shine your light so bright, because that is what Leo is here to teach us. And because we have Jupiter in Leo for the next year, which is a planet of expansion, you are expanding your light. You're opening your heart to receive more love, to receive more wealth, compassion, beautiful experiences, a beautiful life, right? And you are allowing yourself to do this because you've opened yourself for more, right? That's your expansion. The other thing that has happened very significantly recently is the fact that the nodes have shifted. And so the north node used to be in Pisces and the south node used to be in Virgo. And they just shifted to the north node is in Aquarius and the south node is in Leo. And so the Leo, again, the south node, the north node, just for those of you who not really sure what I'm talking about, the north node is the North Star, right? That's your purpose. That's where you're going, right? That's future focused. That's today and what you're doing tomorrow. And then the south node is what you're leaving behind, right? What you have outgrown or what you are outgrowing, so that you can leave that behind. And Leo is reminding all of us to live from our heart, to be the heart, to be the light, to shine like the sun, to be authentic, to be who you are, to be playful, to own your energy and not give it away, not just disperse it. Oh, here we go again. Like they just came and they consumed my energy. It's like, no, that's not happening anymore, because the north and the south nodes are here to teach you to be that better version of yourself. And we're having it for the next 18 months. So it's not going away anytime soon. And then the Pisces lunar eclipse is this ending of these trapped emotions, right? Not allowing your heart to be clean because you're holding on to all of these emotions. Like, no, we're done with that, right? It's like dunk yourself in the ocean. Just clean it off. Wipe yourself clean. And begin with more powerful emotions of elevation, of excitement, of curiosity, of peace, of joy, of playfulness, right? Come in with that energy of excitement and thrill that you are ready to experience a beautiful life, and that you want those people around you to want the same thing for themselves and for you, right? And so that's the exchange. And imagine if we were all in this energy and we can all just come from this place of love and compassion and generosity, how we could ripple this energy into the world, and the world would change. It would shift for sure. And what is so beautiful, and that's why I love following astrology and numerology and understanding all of this, is because the planets, the numbers, they're all here to help us. They're always here to elevate us and to remind us that we're not alone, and that we are here being loved by the universal energy and being guided to always have the most pristine, most beautiful, amazing life that is our dreams fulfilled, right? So that we can continue on this journey and this pathway to being our great, beautiful selves. So with that, I'm leaving you all until the next transit, the next planetary information that I receive and get downloads on, and how I can always help you use the planets to your advantage to understand what's happening out there so that you can bring it into your world and your life. Much love to you all, and see you at the next one. Thank you.